Hey guys, back at it again with another install video. I want to go over something that's been plaguing the JLs for a while now that I feel like it's an issue, and it's the stock lockers on the Rubicon Wranglers and JTs. So the problem is the ECM has pretty much control over the lockers when and when you cannot connect them or disconnect them. If you're an avid off-roader, you're going to want to be able to actuate those lockers in and out pretty quick. It's not a quick process by all means. And they have a position sensor on them that is known to go out. And there's a few companies out there that make a fix for it. But in the past, the dealership have replaced the entire axles behind a sensor that they don't have or on a national back order. So much so that the axles themselves have been on a national back order. So what a lot of us have done is, if we're running the stock 44s and your stock lockers, you buy a Mopar wiring harness kit for front and rear, and you wire them in directly to an external switch, such as a switch pod or some kind of switch pod. And it makes life a lot easier on the trail. At least it did for me anyways on my 2020 JL. And that was something I did relatively pretty soon after I started seeing that I did not like how long it took to lock and unlock, and when it decided you can or can't lock or unlock. So I fixed that years ago on mine. Naturally, these days I'm not running my stock axles, but nonetheless, I'm going to hook my buddy T up here on her Jeep. She had these issues when we went to Vail, Colorado, and we ran Holy Cross. Her lockers quit working because she had a bad sensor. So the lockers were non-functionable, which kind of sucked for her. I tried to figure out what was wrong. We knew she had a sensor issue prior. So she bought the Tazer JL, or it's not the Taser, it's the people that make the Taser. They make a sensor fix that you basically unplug and plug in their little mod, and I'm sure it's a little circuit board in there with resistors that says to the ECM, hey, there's nothing wrong here, and allows things to work. Well, unfortunately, I don't know what happened and what wires got crossed, but it was about a $300 sensor fix or harness that comes from them. It didn't fit. I installed it and come to find out that the harnesses just didn't match up. So I don't know if it was for a different vehicle or what. I'm going to take the factory harnesses that we ordered. I'm going to install them on the Jeep, wire them into her new Jeep switch or her new switch prod. That way she has easy connection and disconnection when she's ready for them, and we don't have to worry about it. As long as the locker is actually functioning properly, it will lock and unlock at will. To me, that's a huge improvement. I'm going to unbox the harnesses right here. I'll show you the part numbers. So stay tuned. I'm going to put this Jeep on the lift and then start the installation. I'll probably run the wire for the rear down through the frame rail with my fish tape so it's nice and out of the way. And then the front, I'll just run it up, zip tie it up out of the way, and run it to the switch pod here under the hood. So stay tuned. Okay, these are the harnesses. Part number 77072413. And it's the same front and rear. They come with the wiring loom. Heck, let's get one out of the bag here. They come with the little instruction manual, which basically tells you. I mean, this is from Mopar, y'all. This puts it on your auxiliary switches, as you can see here. This is a pretty known issue, but anyways, here's the harness. It's got its own wiring loom. It's got its connector. It's got the ground and power supply or power wires. And that's pretty much it. I'm going to install both of these on this Jeep. That way her lockers work again. So stay tuned. Okay, she's in there. Let's go check it out. So what I'm going to be doing is right here, there's a sensor what plugs into that diff. I'm going to be removing that one, and I'm going to zip tie the factory harness up and out of the way. Got a sensor here, or that's where the harness goes into the axle there. And same thing, I'm just going to disconnect it here, and I'll zip tie this up out of the way. That way we alleviate the computer's control over these lockers. All these things need is a 12-volt supply to engage and disengage. That's what we need, because the computer don't know best sometimes. Trust me. That's what I'll be doing. Okay, first things first, I'm going to disconnect the factory harnesses and get them up and out of the way. Okay, all it is here is the safety pin. You got to pull that out and then squeeze and pull. Boom. And then, like I said, I'll take this here and I'm going to zip tie it up to the frame rail up in this area where it comes down from. Right there, you can see it. I'm going to zip tie this all up and out of the way. Keep in mind, if you don't have something like a Tazer JL, you're going to need something of that sort to go in there and tell the, I think it's the BCM, your body control module, that you do not have lockers. It's an option to where if you upgrade axles and you're running an ARB setup, you don't have the lights on the dash saying, hey, fix your locker issue, because they're unplugged. So you go in there, you tell it that you turn lockers off, and those warnings will go away. So it's a good option. You'll have to do that, so keep that in mind. Okay, now I'm going to get the harnesses ready. We're going to be running both of these up to the switch pod that's at the battery on the passenger side. These things are quite long, plenty of length. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my fish tape and I'm going to run it down through this frame rail. Okay, when I say fish tape, this is what I mean. All it is a wire or a flat plate, but it's flexible, and you just undo it, pull it out, and I think there's 25 feet. This is Klein Tools. This is about a $50 fish tape, but anyway, it's crucial if you're doing wiring. I'm going to run this fish tape in through the opposite direction so I can grab the small end of the harness and fish it that way instead of the other way. There it is. Okay. Goodness gracious. I got it. Okay, you can see I've got it in this little hole here, and then I'll run it up with the rest of these harnesses here. And then this one hanging out back here, I'll take it from here, zip tie it to the top of the control arm, and then I'll take it over and then zip tie it to the e-brake cable and then plug it in. Then I'll take the other side and run it up through and then run it up to the switch pod. I'm going to finish the install on both of these. This needs to be a short video anyhow, so I will get back to you when I'm finished. I'll show you that they work from the switch pod I just put in, and possibly run through the Tazer JL settings and delete the locker function, and then we should be done. So stay tuned. Okay guys, I'm done with the install of the wiring harnesses. And what you have to do in the Tazer functions, I'll see if I can video it as I run you through it. Okay, so let's run through the Tazer functions and get you to where it should be. And if you have a Tazer, you'll be familiar with how this stuff works. So it's pretty easy. Audio, light show. We're going to go until it says off-road. Radio, lighting, off-road. Then we're going to hit the center button, your cruise control, Yes, sway bar. Yes, EPS steer. That's your electronic steering locker. Okay, here's where I've changed it. Locker, I selected none. You have the option to have both or rear. Now, I'll run you through those functions. So locker rear, both, or none. And that's my selection. And then that's it. Front axle, yes, it still has the disconnect and the stock axle. And then that's it. And then I'll do a little reboot. Go through that process. Once that's done, then that's it. Um, and then I'm finished. So that's pretty much it. Just a couple of factory harnesses, wire them into a switch. We wired them into this. She's good to go. I'm going to test this stuff out tomorrow. Make sure both lockers are engaging, but it's just getting kind of late in the evening. I think it's like 7:30 or something. That's it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share if you feel the need. Also, comment. I like to look at comments and answer folks when they have questions. And then that's it for this video, y'all. Peace out. Have a good day.